Good day, I am Peter Rony and I live in Blacksburg, Virginia. And the title of this YouTube video is a question that I'm addressing to that Floyd County resident whom I now call Mastermind Larson. And my question is simple. Did you write a single word in any of my bug books? And I am going to show you the title pages of a lot of them. Now, Dave, you seem to like showing title pages, cover pages of books at your internet story called Bugbook History. You show a bunch of them. Well, I'm going to show you about as many. But the unique aspect is that I wrote all of these books and was co-author on, I guess, 4 or 5. And I compare them to all your multiple authors of books. So let's have some fun with this video. Well, I ask you a question. And if you're an honest man, your answer should be no. But anyway, I ask, why do you continue to deceive everyone about your role with my bug books? You claim to be a curator of a museum. I don't think you have a museum. You have what I would call a museum enterprise, consisting of a bricks-and-mortar museum and some internet files. Well, in your so-called historical museum, you willfully neglect something really important in the history of bug books. That is what happened before there were any bug books. And in this slide, this is what happened. I wrote over January 74, or maybe starting after Christmas 73, a 177-page document that I called Introductory Experiments in Digital Electronics. I wrote this workbook for 15 chemical engineering students during the spring quarter. Or was it the winter quarter? Anyway, we're on the semester system, so I forget the change in dates. Anyway, this preceded the bug books. This preceded essentially everything. Your outboards, short courses, John Titus, Nanotran, Tycon, you name it. Everything. And yet this important historical document is ignored by your museum. I went to Amazon.com, and here's the ugly truth. Here is a book that they sell, and it has the Blacksburg Continuing Education series at the bottom, 2 bugs. You wrote not a single word in this version, and you are listed by Amazon.com as the sole author. Here's the companion book, and I guess I'm senior author, but you did not write a single word. Okay, in this video, I will give you cover images for 27 bug books. And here are the English ones, and I even have added some translations. Every cover in this video, except for 4 or 5 on Z80 books that I co-authored with Dr. Joe Nichols and Dr. Betsy Nichols, are all written by myself. Well, on the magical day of June 17, 1980, I regained my complete control over my books. And David, I'm going to rub your nose right now in sole author books, and here they come. Bugbook 1. I'm the sole author. You're not there. You can't claim being a publisher, whatever that is. And I guarantee the friendly folks of Floyd County that this book does not appear in your historical museum, despite the fact that it belongs. Here's book 2. Here's book 2A. Here's book 5. Here's book 6, or Bugbook 6. And E&L Instruments still wanted to market my Bugbooks with their equipment, so they printed special covers. Here is book 1. Look in the upper right-hand corner. It says formerly printed as Bugbook 1. This image on the cover I drew. And here is their version, their Technibook 2, Technibook 5. I drew this image. Technibook 6. And here's some older translations of my Bugbooks into Italian. Well, before I signed the agreement, I had copies of this, so I redacted your name, and here is a book that I wrote without your help. Italian version of Bugbook 1, Italian version of Bugbook 2, Bugbook 6, Bugbook 5, and notice I'm the sole author. No bugs, no mention of Bugbook. And after I disassociated with all of you, I wrote several books for E&L Instruments' wonderful Fox microcomputer trainer. And here there were 3 books, 1, 2A, and 2B. Here is a cover of Italian translation of book 1, book 2A. I don't have figure for 2B. Here's the Japanese translation of Bugbook 5. I redacted your name. Translation of Bugbook 6. I redacted your name. Here is German translation of Bugbook 5. German translation of Bugbook 6. Spanish translation of my Bugbook 5. And now here come several Z80 programming and interfacing books that were paid for by an Italian company, SGS Attis, which had Italian microcomputer trainer. So we wrote the books in English. There were 2 of them, one on programming, another on interfacing. And here's the German translation of the programming book and the interfacing book. Here's the French translation of the programming book, the French translation of the interfacing book. And here is a Spanish translation, I think, of the well, I don't know. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's just programming. Maybe it's both. Okay, now let's get back to August 1974. Here are my original typewritten Bugbooks. All of these Bugbooks are available free for download from my website, bbookhistory.com. I think I have a video that shows you how to download the chapters. Okay, here is the cover, pretty dull, of Bugbook 1, typewritten. Now, you use a weasel word, you know, you're hesitant to use the word author because you know that's not true. So you like to substitute the word being publisher. I don't know if some of you viewers know the detailed difference between a publisher and an author, but I think Mastermind Larson is counting on the fact that you don't know the difference and you think publisher is a substitute for author. It is not. Ridiculous idea. Okay, here is the cover of typewritten Bugbook 2, typewritten book Bugbook 2A, typewritten Bugbook 3. This was a very popular book in 1975. I estimate that more than 100,000 copies were sold in 1975 and 76, 45,000 of which were sold as a special edition by Radio Shack. Here's Bugbook 5, typewritten. Bugbook 6, typewritten. I can't see the price, but it wasn't very high. It's down at the very bottom. And here's my instructor's workbook for Bugbooks 1 and 2. And now, here are a series of 7 modules and 1 supplement. I didn't have a time to write Bugbook 5 or 6 all at once, say during a summer. So what I did, since the workbook were urgently needed by John Titus to help people work with his MMD1, I spent weekends and some evenings typing Bugbook 5 piecemeal. So they came out in a series of modules, and here's Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, Module 5, Module 6, and Module 7, all of which, when combined, equaled Bugbook 5 as a total. And here's a supplement, and I don't have the foggiest recollection what's in this supplement.